Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Inna Allaha wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad. Kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim. Assalamu alaikum. अच्छा आपका टूर कैसा रहा? Thank you. You're welcome. Science Agency before 2008, chemical laboratories were undertaking various forensic analyses which were not of par international standard. I think you all know about the Chief Chemical Examiner's Office. What was their credibility or what kind of work they were doing. Actually, in my book, they were non-existent. Rather than accepting those reports, courts should do without those reports. क्योंकि इससे पहले जब नहीं होती थी साइंस तो उस वक्त तो डिसीजन होते ही थे ना. To have a wrong report, it is better to not use any report at all. So actually, the laboratory was first forensic laboratory was built in British India in 1906. 1906 में वन वर्ल्ड वॉर रोड पे बनाई थी ब्रिटिश. That was serving all Indian continent, including Bangladesh, East Pakistan. So let me give you the concept. India was ahead of even America at that time. In America, the first crime lab was established in 1935. That means India was 30 years ahead of America. And now think where we are and where they are. We never did an advancement at all till we started this agency. Government of Punjab, 2007, the previous government in 2007, they made the Act of Forensic Science Agency by the Punjab Provincial Assembly passed the Act of 2007. It's a book, it is mentioned in the book which you are getting there. But the government of Punjab in 2008 conceived vision, scientific-based, transparent, accountable, thorough forensic analysis per international standards. Government of Punjab established the state-of-the-art world's second largest full-service forensic science laboratory under one roof in 2011, costing 2.56 billion rupees. This was the old laboratory which was built in 1906. This is the new one. PFSA was solely funded by the government of Punjab. There is no foreign funding, there is no provincial funding. It's all Punjab, people of Punjab's blood and sweat put into this place. PFSA became fully functional in March 2011 and commenced working in 14 forensic disciplines. Highly qualified scientists with minimum of MPhil or PhD degrees were selected and they were taken to United States for training because we did not have a seed of forensic science in Pakistan at all. So they were given a training in different disciplines. These scientists regularly sent to USA, UK, Australia, Germany, Switzerland, Czech Republic for short refresher courses because every scientist must go for continuing education once a year in their respective discipline. Because whatever new advancement came in this year, we must learn that to keep up with international standards. In this laboratory, we do every test which any laboratory in the United States doing. We are not different at all with them. And to keep up with that, we have to learn new knowledge, what is achieved in 1 year. Due to the professionalism, PFSA has earned confidence of judiciary, stakeholders in criminal justice system, federal agencies, international community, and general public. PFSA, being the sole institution, is providing forensic expertise all across Pakistan. Its outreach has been expanded through 8 divisional satellite stations because, as you know, you are the people who use our reports in the court. And there is a very little confidence in police. So until unless public has a confidence in our report, these reports cannot be considered in the eyes of public. So what we did is, because police cannot manipulate evidence, Punjab government has 8 satellite stations. They are working 24 hours, 7 days in every division of Punjab. Any crime which happens, we are called to go to the crime scene. Our scientists pick evidence and pack it, bring it to the laboratory. So that police, we are trying to eliminate that issue, that credibility issue. Establishment of PFSA owes to unflinching support of the Government of Punjab, Cabinet Committee on Law and Order and allied government agencies. This is a few pictures of during establishment. What you see outside, before the establishment, there was nothing. All these trees you see, their life is 5 years old. There was nothing, not even a bush. Achievement. Accreditation of PFSA. PFSA has been following ISO 17025 standards since inception, because since we started this agency, we have been following international standards. Accreditations are mandatory for transparency, public confidence, confidence of judiciary, and accountability in forensic laboratories. Internationally, accreditation is generally attained after 10 to 12 years. It takes, for existing labs, we were new. We have to start, but the existing labs which are working usually takes 10 to 12 years. However, dedication and huge workload enabled PFSA to attain accreditation in record span of 5 years. We are talking international accreditation, we're not talking from here. Our reports are accepted throughout the world. Process of accreditation. Pre-assessment carried out by United Kingdom Accreditation Services. Final assessment carried out by the technical expert from Czech Republic, Lithuania, and Pakistan National Accreditation Council. ISO 172 accreditation sections, firearm tool marks, latent fingerprint, and question documents. These are the final remarks of the assessor who came to assess us from Czech Republic. It was the first time in 10 years I have known of an organization going for assessment and to only have one minor non-compliance out of 228 clauses. PFS is a role model for the other organizations all over the world. These are the 14 different disciplines which we have at the PFSA. Audiovisual analysis, crime scene investigation, computer forensics, death scene investigation, forensic DNA and serology, firearm tool marks, latent fingerprint, narcotics, pathology, histology, question documents, forensic photography, polygraph, trace chemistry, and toxicology. These are the number of cases so far. We have received 442,000 cases in the laboratory. 429,000 reports have been generated in this laboratory. We receive approximately 100,000 cases per year, which is not actually actual caseload. There is a lot more cases, but I have never seen any lab in the world which can carry this much workload. Not a single lab. I worked in several labs in US and visited more than 150 labs. We cannot see any lab which handles this much caseload. Our backlog is about, you can see, 2.3%. But when we go to the courts always ask us, oh, there's a backlog. This is fact of life. Backlog is a fact of life. No laboratory in the world is without backlog. And then I compared the European labs and American labs. What is their backlog? Okay, I can tell you, but they didn't put the slide in. Our United States Department of Justice took the survey of 130 labs in USA to see how much backlog they have. Their backlog is 34%. Our is 2.3%. And we are still saying, oh, there's a backlog. But when there is no case, I tell the judiciary also that there is no case that if we are informed in time, we will take that case out of line and we will finish the case and we will meet the court date. And I don't think I can see a single case where we did not meet the deadline. But still, I don't know why there is a complaint about that, but you all know how much is a court backlog in Punjab. Forensic DNA analysis. Forensic DNA analysis is a technology that identifies particular individuals using properties of their DNA. It is the most powerful crime fighting tool we have at our disposal. Forensic DNA analysis is a powerful scientific tool in solving murder, rape, and property crimes and others. Rape, gang rape, murder, sodomy, dead body identifications, parentage testing. Probative evidence is one that has a legal and logical value in solving crimes. The best evidence occurs when a victim's or suspect's DNA is found where it is not supposed to be or where information does not support contact having ever occurred between the victim and the suspect. Soil sent for blood serology is not probative evidence. You all know that we always get soil which is loaded with blood, and that soil is taken underneath the body. What evidential value that thing? I've been asking the courts, why are we spending money, time? We can spend that time on a case which is going to generate something. To do one sample of DNA, you know how much it cost? 150,000 rupees. 1.5 lakh रुपए एक सैंपल पे आता है. तो why are we wasting resources?
और जो soil में blood भेज रही है मोटे केसेस के.
हाँ, तो वो कोर्ट्स मांगती हैं कि जी हमें चाहिए. क्यों चाहिए? मुझे ये नहीं समझ. डेड बॉडी पड़ी है ब्लड में, तो किसका ब्लड होगा वो? We want to see if it's human blood. I couldn't understand. If I tell somebody, my colleagues in America, they will laugh at me.
सर बाजू का ये भी तो होता है ना कि कत्ल कहीं और होता है, खून उधर निकले तो वहाँ पे लाके मैनिपुलेट कर लिया हो
गया. लेकिन वो ब्लड अगर फर्ज करें जिस पे बॉडी पड़ी हुई है, अगर मैं कह दूँ ह्यूमन ब्लड है, व्हाट कैन यू डू विद दैट? कि उसकी एविडेंशियल वैल्यू क्या है? बॉडी कैन बी ट्रांसफर प्राइमरी क्राइम सीन, सेकेंडरी, टर्शरी क्राइम सीन हो सकता है. यहाँ मार के कार में लोड किया, दैट इज सेकेंडरी. कार के बाद टर्शरी किसी जगह फेंक दिया, दैट्स ओके. बट बॉडी जब सुसाइड होमिसाइड होता है, अगर खेत में हुआ है, बाहर हुआ है, वो बॉडी ब्लड पूल से उठाई गई है, वो मिट्टी ला के देते हैं जिसमें देखा ह्यूमन ब्लड है, और क्या होगा उसमें? Sources of biological evidence: blood, semen, saliva, urine, hair, teeth, bone, tissue, all cells except red blood cells. Any place where human touch is there is a DNA. There is DNA. These are not the only thing. Just there's so many things that contain DNA. Basic thing is that just to give you idea. For example, now you are holding cell phone. There is a DNA you're transferring. You're wearing ring. There is a DNA. Bracelet, eyeglasses, earrings. Anything which touches body is going to leave some cells, and we can detect in a way. So types of evidence which we get, for example, clothing, blouses, undergarments, sexual assault, rapes and murders, bedding, blankets, bed sheets, pillow covers, rapes, and so these are things which we receive. Carpets, analyzed for biological evidence. Car and car seats, kidnapping, carjacking, and rapes. Guns for blood and association made in assault, battery, homicide. Shoes, almost all type of cases. Cigarette butts, lot of DNA on the cigarette butts. Hairs, bones, teeth, fingernails. Very important piece of evidence, a fingernail during sexual assault or a murder, because there will be struggle. During struggles, a person who is going to be dying, they have a survival, they are going to scratch. There is a fingernail, they collect some cells underneath, and we can get, that's important. This is the piece of, because you will find a DNA of the attacker underneath the fingernail of a dead victim or sexual assault victim. So these are the things which we need to do that, so that we can make associations. So where dead person DNA, why it's under the fingernails. So these are the things that we need to teach, but again, we get some semen stains, vaginal secretions, very important piece of evidence in a lot of cases. Caps, toothbrushes, stamps and envelopes, earrings, nasal secretion, earwax, watches, coffee cups, soft drink cans, beer bottles, etc., shirt, toothpicks, eyeglasses, hearing aid, condoms, saliva stains, finger rings, bracelets, telephones, cell phones, computer keyboard, steering wheel and dashboards, forks and spoons. Somebody ate with this fork or spoon. Yes, we can find out who ate with that. Date pits and mango stones, gun triggers and magazines. We have, I think the last couple of months, we have ATC judges here. They were from, I think, KPK and Sindh, probably 32 of them. So to make them aware, it's very important that we teach, educate judges, judiciary also what we do. What is DNA? A lot of people do not know. What can we do? What does the DNA mean? So we serve them a tea in the morning. It was sponsored by the British High Commission office. They sponsored that course for judges. When we were serving a tea, I told them that cup which you're drinking a tea with, mark your cup with 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, and save the number with you. Don't tell anybody. But tomorrow we will tell you which cup did you drink a tea from. So I was the sponsor, the British High Commission, the guy who says, oh, no, if we fail. I said, then if we fail, we don't deserve to do this work at all. So we told them, and 32 judges at the end of it, everybody was identified rightfully. That's the confidence people should have. Rules of biological evidence, criminal investigation: identify a person, exclude a person. DNA is not only to go put people behind bars. It is equally good to exonerate people. By the way, when I was in the United States, our exoneration was about 32-33%. When police bring evidence or people suspect, we eliminate. These are not the guys. But once somebody, let me tell you the difference between here and there. Once I have DNA analysis done, if I find this person is eliminated, is exonerated, you know what? First thing I will call the prosecutor. I would say, is this person in jail? They say yes. If he's a person in jail, I would say he's exonerated. Report will take 5 to 7 days. I would like you to take him out of the prison. I have never been asked that why. He will go, or he or she will go to the court and get the court order. Within a few hours, that person will be released. That's the process there. I heard there somebody, NAB had some people arrested. Oh, they have been wandering around for maybe how many days? After the bail has been granted, how many days after the bail grant?
3 days already.
3 days already.
And maybe 3 or 4 days more.
7 days. Over there, this process which I'm talking, it's half an hour to 2 hours. That's all. And nobody ever questioned, you may have taken the money. Never ever. link weapon to the victim, link witness to the scene, prove or disprove statement, reconstruct the crime scene, provide investigative leads, post-conviction DNA testing. What is post-conviction? It's not here. It is in the United States because there was when DNA technology was not implemented in the crime laboratory. At that time, people were convicted with other evidence, not fixing like we have here, the professional witnesses. No, it is the fault of technology. At that time, they didn't have technology what we have currently, so they were convicted. But those were in jails, and they were claiming that we are innocent. So the federal government started a program which is called Innocent Project. Federal government gave $5 billion and distributed to the laboratories that because we have fresh cases, a lot of them, we don't have time to do 30 years old case or 20 years old case. So they say, okay, we'll give you the money, you hire new people, they will only do those cases, but we will audit them. You don't use those chemicals or manpower for your new cases, but they will be used on old cases. As a result, so far it started, but what they do is because everybody says I'm innocent, but then they distribute to the law schools. The law schools professor will review their files with the students, and then if they find something, they will recommend that this should be post-conviction DNA analysis should be granted to that. And then the court will look at that, and then court will order, okay, now this case qualifies for post-conviction DNA analysis. So far, more than 450 people have been exonerated by DNA which were convicted without technology. Some of them spent 30 years in jail. Out of those, 32 people which are taken out were on death row. DNA exonerated them. So that's important. I can tell you what is how much this DNA is important for us. Out of these 400, I have handled myself 4 of them. 200th exoneration, I can tell you, one of them was 200th, and I was 400 something. That was Jerry Miller. His name was Jerry Miller. He was the guy who was convicted in 1981 for rape, sexual assault, kidnapping, 5 charges on him, and he was sentenced 45 years in jail. In 2005, I received a call from defense attorney, his attorney, that my client is innocent, I would like to have post-conviction done. I called the prosecutor. I say, this person called, because we cannot accept evidence from defense counsel or anybody. We can refer, okay, now process started. Prosecutor will take over the evidence and they will submit to us, or a police will resubmit the evidence. They submitted the evidence. The evidence was only 1 glass smear. Smear is when we have a swab, they take vaginal swab and put it on the glass slide, and that's the only evidence after 26 years he spent in jail. When I tested exoneration. He is not the man. He's taken out, but now we have a DNA profile. Somebody did it. We have a system there which I want to establish here that upload into the system. In 5 minutes, I have the real guy, Robert Week. We do not take blood now. When we have DNA, we can take oral swab. The way it's taken oral swab, then we get there are tons of DNA. Reference samples. Reference samples are collected from suspects and victims for comparison with crime scene samples. Suspects, victims. Elimination samples, husband sample. If it's a sexual assault case, we will take the sample for elimination from husband. If she's married, then we'll take samples so that we can eliminate his profile out of the whole profile. Toxicology. The science of detecting and identifying the presence of drugs and poisons in the body fluids, tissues, and organs. This is used in for suspicious deaths. Postmortem toxicology, types of cases: suspected drug intoxication, fire deaths, homicides, suicide, driver and pilot fatalities, therapeutic drug monitoring, sudden infant death. Question documents. The documents that are in a dispute in court of law are called question documents. You all know, probably you have been handling this kind of cases. What we do we can checks, handwriting, indentation, there's a lot more we can do things. Common question documents: property registry, letters, checks, contracts, wills, marriage certificate, divorce papers, contract agreements, passport travel documents, threatening letters, suicide notes, driver licenses, and others. Cases involving question documents: forgery, counterfeiting, mail fraud, kidnapping, embezzlement, organized crime, white collar crime, robbery, art crimes, theft, arson. Arson is fire for profit. There's a fire is a regular fire, accidental. The thing that's deliberately set to gain a benefit is arson. Burglary, homicide, serial murder, deviant sex crimes. Trace evidence: glass, hair, fibers, tape, tire tracks, paint, soil, gunshot residue, shoe prints, unknown material, explosives. What crimes explosive involved in? Bomb explosion, building and demolition, terrorism, extra planes. Crime scene investigation: the process to use the physical evidence at crime scene and use reasoning to gain a knowledge of events and surrounding of crime scene. Crime scene investigation is multidisciplinary and involves a systematic search of crime scenes. The identification, processing, collection of physical evidence. There is every contact leaves a trace, no matter how little contact is. For example, now you are sitting here, you are leaving a lot of evidence here. You are picking a lot of stuff and you are leaving a lot of stuff here. Our job is to find those things and make associations. That's what it is. Collection of physical evidence can be anything from massive object to microscopic trace material. It may be necessary to take custody of all clothing worn by the participants in a crime. Critical areas of crime scene should be vacuumed and sweeping submitted to the laboratory for analysis. A mobile crime scene vehicle carries supplies to protect crime scene photograph. For example, when I say the critical area of crime scene should be vacuumed, when I say, I'm talking about the real cases. When I give examples, we have a case. It was a rape case, kidnapping and rape. The girl was drinking in a bar with the boyfriend, and the guy who was sitting in a bar, he pretended that I am a diabetic. I have left my medicine. I have very low sugar. Can you drive me home? Sympathy. She said, okay, I'll drive you home. When he got in the car, he pulled the gun and she was blindfolded, moved to the back seat, and then he drove to an unknown place and raped her. Now she was blindfolded during rape, everything. Then what happened was, she was blindfolded, she has no idea. But then police investigation through the bartenders, they went to the bar, they say who was the person she was sitting with. Finally they located the house. And she can't recognize because she has been blindfolded throughout her way to that place and back, and plus within the house also. Now our technicians vacuum the. So now the police was asked to interview the victim tell everything start to end what happened. So if we can help. So then they say, did you miss anything? Did you leave anything? She said, I was wearing contact lenses. I am missing one contact. Ab dekhen how small that is. So we vacuumed the whole this area where it happened in the whole room. It was vacuumed. All those things were brought and spread on the table. It took us about 2 weeks. जब आप कहते हैं ना कि हमें अभी रोज रिजल्ट चाहिए, इसका मतलब है you don't want us to work. Our job is to solve the case. After 2 weeks, there were several fine pieces of that contact lens was recovered, and then we extracted the DNA. It matched with her. Now she is put into his room. See that's how cases are built. Here we are told, okay, we need 2 weeks. There's no such 2 weeks if you want us to do the right job. Firearm tool marks. Every gun and tool has a story to tell, and that story is its form of mechanical fingerprint. Fire gun or mechanical fingerprint, just like our fingerprints. So you see those, and this is a lead. This is a bullet, which we call, and what you see here, these striations. So these are the ones, they are unique for every gun. And unfortunately here, people don't bring this bullet to us, very few people. This is a wealth of information which you're seeing here. They bring the casing, sure, that's also unique, but this is more important. Fingerprints. DNA. What happened was, let us say firearms. There are 3 types of evidence on that. There are 3 sections will work on it. Firearm will do the ballistics, bullets, and that they will first it will go to the fingerprint, because they will develop fingerprints, and they will, after developing, they will take photograph, and then it will go to DNA, because from that fingerprint we can find the DNA, and then it goes to the firearm at the end. So 3 sections, there will be 3 reports: person's DNA, person's fingerprint, and identification of gun. Relation of bullets and cartridge cases, examination of evidence ammunition, examination of submitted tools, restoration of altered, modified, or obliterated serial numbers from the guns. We can restore those. Analysis of gunshot residue to determine muscle to target distance, how far the target was when there was fire. Your personal signature, fingerprints are your personal signatures. Latent print, patent print, plastic prints. Forensic pathology. Forensic pathology is a branch of medicine that applies the principle and knowledge of medical sciences to determine cause, manner, and mechanism of death. Criminal violation, violent deaths, homicide, murders, criminal violence, terrorism, suspicious death. Non-criminal death, accidents, suicide, death from sudden natural causes, industrial accidents. Forensic audio-visual analysis. Forensic video analysis is a systematic examination, comparison, and evaluation of audio and video in legal matters. Digital forensic. Computer forensic refers to those crimes that are being conducted using the internet or with the help of a computer. These crimes are also referred to as cyber crimes, high-tech crimes, and technological crimes, depending on the area in which they are being committed. Polygraph. The polygraph is a very good technique, but it is never ever used in any court of law. But it is one of the best investigative tool, the best investigative. We have very, very good success with this thing. physiological changes, emotional changes, physiological changes in the respiration, blood pressure, blood volume, and skin conductivity. These are the different features which we see during those tests. These are the tests of polygraph. Establishment database bank. 3 databases has been established PFSA for keeping a record of the crimes and criminal. Firearm database. This is the first software which, as I mentioned, this is a mechanical fingerprint. What we have, this software and hardware, the 3D pictures are taken of the bullets as well as the cartridges, and we link for one case. Once any gun or bullet or casing has been received in this laboratory, if that has been ever resubmitted or that gun is used in any other crime, we will find out, we will know that. If we take, which is the most important thing, like we have in America, that if we take, which I have suggested to the government, that all licensed guns, before they are sold, there has to be test fire. We need a bullet and the casing, so we will have a data. If that gun is used any place, we will know that. The second thing is police guns, which are government guns. They should be all test fired and data should be stored, because there are some of them, they use those guns in the crimes as well. But we do not have that, but we are keeping local data till the laws are changed. 2017 or 16 or 17, we have several cases which gun was submitted in resubmitted guns. For example, the gun was recovered from you, and then later on she's arrested and the same gun is recovered from her. How it could be possible? But they do not know, once gun has come to us, or bullet casing, we have database, plus physically we have initialed on that, which they don't see that, and they can't know where it is. We'll recognize this gun has been ever. So there was about 2-3 districts, there were more than 35 cases where guns were resubmitted. So we keep the data, I meet the Chief Justice, and then we give them, and action has been taken on those people. Similarly, the drugs. Most of the time, probably you all know that, what I'm going to explain to you. Once drug is tested, report goes is positive for heroin, for example. Then something happens between police, prosecution, or defense bar. Then they say, okay, now let's have a retest. Retest done. When retest is the drug comes, it's negative, because we're going to test it because sample has been switched. But our policy here is, any evidence like comes to us, blood or DNA or narcotics, a portion of the evidence is retained in the laboratory for 35 years for reanalysis. So then, let's say there were three or four districts, 16 or 17 in this year, Faisalabad, Chineot, and Laya.
There were more main districts.
Then the 5 districts, 5 districts. उनमें से 123 cases where reports were gone positive for heroin from us. The reanalysis came from them. They were all negative. So now we have the portion of the evidence on those cases. Maybe we made a mistake. So I asked the scientists to take the evidence out of those which we have portion retained, reanalyze them. They were positive. Then I issue the report that this evidence which we received for reanalysis, it does not represent the original case evidence. A portion of the original case evidence was retained in the laboratory, that was retested, it is still positive for heroin. Then I met Chief Justice, I met Chief Minister. I think 83 IOs were terminated. So because we have a capability to find the forgeries and the evidence, we do that. But it is, again, I worked in America for 40 years, but I'm telling you, when reanalysis comes in, court doesn't allow. Court doesn't allow most of the time, because if the laboratory is credible, they do not allow. Very rare I've seen that. But here, a lot of cases of reanalysis. Because most of you are defense bar, right? I can tell you what I teach in America, how to question a scientific witness from defense point of view. I can tell you what things you can bring up to do your work. But this reanalysis, which I've seen here, that is not right, because what I've seen, I'm giving you the real facts. So this is a firearm. We have so far 200 hits in a year and a half in this firearm. With those 200 cases were unknown. We could not know at all with this system. We were able to find those. Lot of big terrorist cases. Quetta, several cases we have done with this system. Very huge cases for military intelligence and ISI. The other DNA database, the way we start, all in America we started in 98. 1998 DNA database was started. So far, in the beginning the law was anybody who's convicted of violent crime, his biological or her biological sample will be taken and stored at the local level, state level, and the federal level at the FBI. But then, when the DNA proved that this is very important, then the law keeps changing, that they add more crimes. For example, now in the law is anybody who is arrested, not convicted, there's a big difference. Who's arrested, their biological sample has to be taken in America. And right now 16 million profiles are there, more than 280,000 cases has been solved with DNA which they have no clue who it is. It pays big dividend about that. So that's why we want here, we should have a law. I think that the law is pending in the assembly, that we need to add anybody who's convicted of a crime, their sample should be taken and stored in the profile into the repository. And anytime case comes in, we will compare those. If it's in, then we'll take it and redo the case, and that's how cases are done. 8 satellite stations I already mentioned to you. Apart from crime scene processing, these stations also impart evidence collection training to the local police and other law enforcement. With all these efforts, coverage of crime scene at each divisional headquarters has increased from 150 to 200 crime scenes to 400 to 450 crime scenes, which is nothing. We should have more cases. For example, Faisalabad, last week we have only 4 cases. How can I believe that the 4 crimes happened in 1 week in Faisalabad? So police mostly try not to call us. So we have to go on their invitation, otherwise we can't go. The case belongs to them. Performance of the satellite stations is monitored at PFSA headquarters around the clock. Cabinet Committee on Law and Order reviews the performance on a quarterly basis. Continuing education is mandatory once a year for every scientist. We do not have technicians in this laboratory. No technician in this laboratory. Glassware, washing, cleaning is done by the scientist. No janitor allowed in the laboratory. Scientists have to clean the floors as well. So that if we have technicians, we will sit down and technicians will be working. So that's not going to be happening here. So each scientist has to pass, that's another thing, because requirement, every scientist, you should mark this thing. You are defense worker, any scientist you get the report from, ask this question. Did you take any proficiency test? Did you pass or fail? If you failed, then you got the case. You won the case. Every scientist has to pass annual approved by the National Institute of Standards USA. We have 450 scientists. Everybody takes a test from America. We buy that. Result, they send a case here. Everybody takes the case. Results go there and they publish the results. And if somebody fails, we take off from the casework immediately. Can't do the casework. And then we have to review his or her old cases that maybe done mistakes. Retrain, again, do the proficiency. If a person fails twice, we don't have a job. And then, however, DNA and serology checks has to pass 2 proficiency tests. DNA, since it has a lot more value, then real scientist takes test every 180 days. साल में 2 दफ़ा. Every 180 days, DNA analyst has to go through this test and pass the test before they can qualify. These are the things you ask those people. Have you done it? You will find, except this agency, there's no agency in Pakistan that will do this thing, and I've been telling them. To date, we have more than 16,000 officials of various law enforcement agencies have been trained by PFSA. International cases. This agency is not only, we have been receiving cases from overseas also. We have only 5 years old age of this agency, but our credibility with the grace of Allah Almighty is that this is police shooting case from Cleveland, Ohio, USA. We received a case, 3 people were shot dead by the Cleveland police, and chief prosecutor referred the case to PFSA to analyze the spent bullets and cartridges in this case. PFSA report was admitted in the Superior Court of Ohio. This case was because there were 2 labs in America, they have difference of opinion. We analyzed, our report was, we were used as a reference lab. Scotland Yard, we've done very many cases for Scotland Yard. British citizen came to Lahore and shot dead his mother-in-law and fled back to UK. So we have done firearm DNA, and other sections were involved in this case. Our report was used in the Crown Court, London. And this suspect was sentenced to life in prison, 28 years. Triple murder case, there's the same thing. Norwegian police, 3 Norwegian Pakistani citizens were shot, killed in Gujarat, and suspect fled through UAE, Oslo, Norway. So our team, they brought the CSI team from Oslo because they have no idea that we have PFSA here. After 3 months after the crime has been happened, so one of their embassy people came here, they saw the lab there and said, we don't have this kind of facility, so send your team there. Our crime scene went to the scene. The things which their team missed after 3 months, we were able to recover some bullets, spent bullets from the walls, cigarette butts, and we did DNA and matched the guns, bullets with those guns. And then the conviction, 3 people were convicted, life imprisonment. And the judge in this case, and the prosecutor and the laboratory director from Oslo visited PFSA. Paternity testing case in Egypt. Young girl was married, and then she had a child, and the husband says, it's not my child. I was asked by the judge from Egypt that can you do the test, and we were able to solve that case. High profile cases, Quetta blast case. These were your colleagues, your profession people, the lawyers. Suicide bombing and shooting in the government hospital of Quetta on 8th August 16, causing 60-70 casualties and more than 130 injured. Supreme Court constituted 1-member judicial commission comprising a Supreme Court Judge, Justice Qazi Isa, to hold an inquiry into the matter. I visited this on 21st of October. I went to Quetta myself with the team. The forensic experts, while examining the debris collected from the crime scene, also found detonator and suicide vest. PFSA experts enhanced the quality of photographs of the suspect, suicide bomber, and handler. These photographs are published in the newspaper Reward Money. An informant enticed by the reward money came forward and identified the suspect. which led to the arrest of the handler. This was the first case ever that handler was found, because we identified through DNA. After a handler was identified, then he was arrested, then he told who this guy was, suicide bomber. And we had to confirm that. We took his father's suicide bomber's saliva sample, and it matched with the suicide bomber, so we know that he was telling truth, that this man who was suicide bomber was his son. This is the guy you see. This is the handler. This is the suicide bomber. And we recovered these from a lot of videos, seeing private. It's a very lengthy case. It took me about 20 hours to go through these videos, and we were able to find maybe this is the one. Then we concentrated on that. Then we were able to enhance that thing. This is what was enhanced for this one. And this is, you see, this is what he was when he blew him up. If you see his this hand, which is the right hand, and detonator was here, you see that, and his hand like this. And I don't know why anybody did not notice, because every lawyer has a black jacket and a trouser. He is the only one with the shalwar and the black jacket. And we were able to even locate that 2 days prior to that where he bought the jacket. We took the receipts even. We were able to, where he bought the new shoes. There was Borjan shoes shop where the day before the suicide he bought the new shoes and socks. Jannat jaan le nawe kapde chahiye. And then this case was solved. Then Supreme Court Commission praised the dedication and the commitment of PFSA and the government of Punjab. Inquiry Commission reported that the case had not been solved without the help of PFSA and its staff. This is the comments of the Justice Qazi Issa. PFSA dedicated ADG himself visited the crime scene with his expert. Forensic expert also examined the debris that had been collected from the crime scene of the blast and recovered detonator that had been used in detonating the suicide vest, a very valuable piece of information. With the video recording of the suspect were also sent to PFSA upon the direction of the commission. The experts of PFSA managed to considerably enhance and improve the quality of the recorded video images and produce photographs of the suspect, which when photographs were published on the informant enticed with the money reward came forward. Importance of forensic science. What became apparent in this case was that if video recording photographs had not been improved, enhanced, and printed in the newspaper with the offer of reward money, if DNA testing had not been conducted and subsequent finding matched, and if the debris from the blast site had not been forensically examined, the investigation would not have been progressed. So these are continuing of the Justice Qazi's comment. Certain organizations and individuals rendered exemplary service. The following are found deserving for commendation. The government of Punjab for setting up the state-of-the-art forensic laboratory in a very short time and for immediate payment of the compensation. PFSA's Director General and scientists proved to be thoroughly professional, competent, highly motivated and very dedicated. Balochistan owes them a debt of gratitude. 11 different killing incidents with the weapons used in the shooting was detected through a firearm database, as I mentioned earlier. Zaram case murder, you all know about that. Since 2013, nearly 10,620 rape cases of minor girls were reported in Pakistan, which is very sad. Very, very sad. Only 112 convictions, which is again sad. Poor investigative strategy and use of old conventional investigative tools are major reasons for low conviction rates. In this case, first rape and murder was reported in April 2015. After that, series of 8 cases were reported. All girls were abducted and outside their houses and in Kasur, Pakistan. Dead bodies were found in under construction houses, vacant plots or parks in the vicinity of the area of abduction. Examination of DNA profiles obtained from vaginal swabs, clothing of all the raped murdered girls revealed involvement of the same person in all incidents. So in 8 cases, we all know, after second case, we know it's a serial rapist and serial killer. Serial rapist and serial killer. Last case was reported on January 9, 2018. A girl named Zainab Amin was abducted on January 4, 2018. Zainab's body was also recovered from a heap of garbage 5 days later near her house. This incident caused widespread protests in the country. 90 suspects were produced at PFSA by the police in these 7 cases. However, no match was found. When people say the police didn't do the work, in this case, police was very cooperative. They brought 90 suspects. We need a database, what I'm talking about. 90 people are very, very rare to bring as a suspect to find those, because it costs us more money. If we have a database, then it is very easy to find. Sure, it is an investment, but this investment is for future, forever. So 90 suspects, we did not find anybody from them. Then after that, what happened was, when there was riots and all those things, I sat with the chief secretary and the IG police, Home Secretary and the Chief Minister, that I have idea that we can do this way and we will find it. Of course, it is a lot of work for us. In PFSA, it is a lot of work for us, but we do need to find, otherwise this guy will keep doing. They do not stop until they are caught or they die themselves, but they never stop. This is a addiction. So what I told them, the idea which is, it has been only done twice in the world before in such cases, and we are the third one to apply. What it was, all that cases happened within the 2.5 kilometer radius, all 8 cases. So guess was, it's all again, guess is that the person is in this area, 2.5 kilometer radius. So what we do is, we start process of elimination. Eliminate all females. They are not our candidate. Eliminate children. Eliminate older people, older males. Only people, what we see from the video is 25 to 35 years old male people are our candidates. That's all we need, sample from them. We have to get go door to door and get the samples. So now how can we go to door? Because if somebody is in the house, he's not going to come forward. We must, when we knock the door, we must know how many people of this age, male people, are in this house. So we have to contact a census from federal government. So we got the census data for that area, for every house, that how many people, male people of this age in this house. So we deputed people from crime scene. I myself stayed 3 days, 4 days in the Kasur, and we start collecting samples. All those our crime scene people, I think 15 of them, they were divided to 3 teams, and they start door to door. We start from their home, because a lot of time these people are relatives. These people of this kind, uncles, cousins, these are the people who are neighbors, friends. I started with their family, because I took his uncle and chacha or mamu, dono ke. I start from you, because we're going to take from the Kasur, we start from you. Every day we were bringing 200 samples, and there were 25 people here, 24 hours working in the laboratory for DNA analysis. It will take about 24 hours. We'll get the results from those. So we collected about 2,000 samples, and 814 number was the lucky number for us, that this was Imran Ali. And you know how much it cost us? Guess. 2 crore. सिर्फ केमिकल्स पे. अब बाकी सैलरीज लाएं 50 आदमियों की. So the CCTV of the abduction was also named. So the reward money was given this way, and then DNA analysis performed on clothing, whatever. So then next, I just explained to you this thing. These are our crime scene. (814) sample was that of Imran Ali, matched with the profile prepared in 8 different cases. And this is him. What happened was, because his uncle knew when the picture was put it on the TV, Imran Ali's uncle identified him, this is his nephew. He told his mother that the reward money is 1 crore. This our kid is going to be caught anyway. Why not we should go forward, and then we will divide 50 lakh.
Honorable man.
नहीं अच्छा, he's a good man.
वो तो पैसे के लिए किया उसने.
ना पैसे तो गवर्नमेंट ने पहले कहा ना देखिए जी हमारा 2 करोड़ बच जाना था. इससे सौदा सी की था ये. लेकिन उसकी माँ ने उसको छुपा लिया. आज ये ना उसकी दाढ़ी, ask him to shave, कपड़े इसके छुपा लिए. हमने तो भाई डीएनए से ढूंढा, वरना उसने तो छुपा लिया था. पैसे भी नहीं मिले उनको.
नहीं मिले.
क्यों कैसे मिले उन्होंने बताया थोड़ा, हमें तो नहीं बताया. लेकिन उसका बाप जो था वो मांग रहा था पैसे. हमने आइडेंटिफाई किया. देखिए झूठ बोलता है. अगर अमेरिका में होता ना, ही हैज़ टू बी चार्ज फर्स्ट नेग्लिजेंस ऑफ चाइल्ड. चाइल्ड निगलेक्ट है. तुम छोड़ के 7 साल की बच्ची को किसी के पास, जो गोइंग अब्रॉड.
वहाँ जर्मनी में भी यही है. अंडर 17 यू कांट लीव देम अलोन.
नहीं तो यहाँ तो ये वो करोड़ रुपया खुद मांग रहा था कि मुझे दो पैसे. सारा झगड़ा उसी का था, बाप का. अब ये देख लें, ये आप ये जुलूसों में था, ये जब प्रोटेस्ट हो रहे हैं, ही इज वन ऑफ देम. And these are the names of the victims. Imran was produced before the trial court on 12th of February. Imran confessed to the raping and killing. He confessed to me when we brought him in the laboratory. He told everything. On 17th of February, an anti-terrorism court in Lahore Central Jail found Imran Ali guilty of raping and murdering Zainab and others. For the rape and murder of Zainab and other underage girls, the court handed him 4 counts of the death penalty, 1 life term and a 7-year jail term, a 3.2 million fine. He was executed on the early morning of Wednesday, 17th of October. Greentown, you people know about the Greentown? जो बच्चा छोटा था 7 साल का. मस्जिद. आप में से किसी ने केस में इसमें हैंडल किया इस केस को? कोर्ट में तो गया होगा. नहीं, कोर्ट तो गया ही नहीं. ये तो ही वाज आई थिंक शॉट. तो सस्पेक्ट था. ये था कि ये हुआ कि ये 7 साल का बच्चा साडमई करके ही वाज हैंग्ड इन द मॉस्क इन ग्रीन टाउन. तो जब मैं सैटरडे को वी आर क्लोज्ड, CCP Lahore and SSP came and I came to the lab, and they brought one young guy with small beard, and this is our suspect, and he has confessed this to. So I asked him that, okay, did you do it? He said, yeah, I did it. मैंने कहा ये झूठ बोल रहा है इनके डर से, मार के डर से. So I asked the polygraph, our examiner, to give him a polygraph. The DNA test will take about 24 hours. Let's do the polygraph. Polygraph test cleared him that he is not the suspect. He has no clue with this case at all. So I requested them to take him in their custody, keep with you, but do not use your things what you do. So I will let you know tomorrow. Next day he was exonerated. He was not the man. He was not the man. So I asked them, now you do your investigative work. Bring people. They brought 16 suspects. And out of 16 we found one. Nobody on this planet except that man which we identified. Similarly with Amran Ali. Not only Pakistan, we say on this planet. Nobody will match other than this. तो अब ये जो केस, अब मैं नादरा के, आप फिंगरप्रिंट जब लेते हैं ना नादरा के, आपके केस होंगे कई दफ़ा, चैलेंज करें उनको, वो नहीं कर सकते, झूठ है वो. नादरा कैन नॉट आइडेंटिफाई लेटेंट फिंगरप्रिंट्स. अब इस केस में हमने जहाँ पर राड पे लटकाया हुआ था तो वहाँ ये पाम प्रिंट थे. आवर साइंटिस्ट टुक दोज, ब्रॉट देम, दे वर पाम प्रिंट्स. नंबर 1, नादरा के पास पाम का डेटा ही नहीं है. 30% लेटेंट प्रिंट्स ऑन द क्राइम सीन आर पाम्स. वो तो 30-32% पहले ही निकाल दो. बाकी जो है वो उनको डाटा नहीं, वो ऐसे देर ना फिंगर, दे कांट आइडेंटिफाई. ये पार्शियल प्रिंट होते हैं. इन्होंने हमें कहा नहीं सॉफ्ट कॉपी दें, हमने नादरा को नादरा को इन्होंने भेज दिया. नादरा ने आइडेंटिफाई किया, नहू सम लेडी इन साहिवाल. मुझे आज दिन से पहले मैंने कभी लेडी साडमाई करती नहीं सुनी. मैंने अब देख ली पाकिस्तान में भी लेडीज भी साडमाइज करती हैं, और वो भी साहिवाल से. ग्रीन टाउन आई है साहिवाल से. दिस इज नादरा. चैलेंज करें, आई विल टेस्टिफाई ऑन योर बिहाफ. मुझे कॉल करें. देखो पाकिस्तान में एक चीज़ है, बहुत सी चीज़ें हमें नहीं आती हैं. आई बिन डूइंग दिस वर्क फॉर द लास्ट 40 years, लेकिन इसमें बहुत सी चीज़ें मुझे नहीं पता. आई एम मोर देन हैप्पी टू कन्फेस दैट मैं नहीं ये कर सकता, मुझे नहीं आता. हम कहते भी हैं, लेकिन हमारा यहाँ ये है कि मैं हर चीज़ मुझे आती है. पाकिस्तान में मेरे ऐसी चीज़ नहीं है कोई बताएं जो मुझे नहीं आती. बस ये हमारा ये डिलेमा है पाकिस्तान में. हर चीज़ का मैं मास्टर हूँ. तो बात ये है, सिर्फ आप चैलेंज करें इन चीज़ों को. ये जो अगर है डाटा में किसने वेरीफाई किया है, पता क्या होता है,
आपका काम बढ़ जाएगा.
हम काम से नहीं डरते. हम वी वांट द राइट थिंग. गलत चीज़ नहीं होनी चाहिए. हमारी रिपोर्ट जहाँ से गई है ना, चैलेंज इन एनी कोर्ट, एनी लेबोरेटरी इन द वर्ल्ड, वी विल डिफेंड इट. इसी तरह दूसरों को डिफेंड करनी चाहिए जो कहते हैं कि जी जिसका प्रिंट है आप डिफेंड करो. अगर नादरा में से कोई आके एक्सप्लेन भी कर दे फिंगरप्रिंट तो मुझे कह देना आके. आप बेशुमार केस होंगे आपके जो नादरा के जरिए आपके क्लाइंट जो हैं. ये भी एक काफ़ी हमारे पास 3-4 केस ऐसे पिछले साल आए हैं. ये ब्रिटेन से आते हैं, शादी करा के जाते हैं. पहले वहाँ जाने के लिए वहाँ पाकिस्तानी जो लेडीज़ हैं उनसे शादी करते हैं ताकि वहाँ के रेजिडेंस हो जाएं. 2-1 बच्चे होते हैं, फिर उसकी इंश्योरेंस लेते हैं. देन दे टेक द इंश्योरेंस ऑन हर, ब्रिंग हर हियर, किल एंड मैरी एन यंगर गर्ल. ये हमने पकड़ाए हैं 3-4. ये भी उनमें से था. ही इज़ वन ऑफ देम. And he was convicted also here, life imprisonment. कॉर्पोरेट सोसाइटी जो अभी आज ये बिल्डिंगें गवर्नमेंट की बिल्डिंगों को लगती है और किसी को नहीं लगती है. हाँ जी,
यहाँ ये जो बैंक पंजाब कोऑपरेटिव बैंक जो जलाया ऊपर की मंजिल से
LDA
हाँ जी,
LDA
वो गवर्नमेंट के रिकॉर्ड ही चलते हैं ना। LDA तो सारा ही फ्रॉड है।
प्राइवेट शिपिंग जो हर साल चलती है वो।
ये एलडी प्लाजा को हर 2-4 साल बाद लगती है। मैं छोटे थे 10-12 बार मैंने देखी है।
नहीं
अब कितने साल हो गए हैं?
नहीं वो 30 साल और मैंने इसको 7-8 बार आगे तो खुद देखी।
देखें जी, मैं एक बात कहता हूँ, जहाँ इतनी करप्शन है ना, ये इमरान का सही कह रहा है, लेकिन उसके साथ भी अब करप्ट ही हैं। हम कहते, लोग कहते हैं जी वो उसके साथ वो कहाँ से लाए और बंदे, मुझे बताओ हैं। तो ये अब कोऑपरेटिव ये सोसाइटी है, इसमें आग लगी है। हमारे पास आए जो DVD आए थे, DVR, उसमें उन्होंने भेजा, तो वो जब देखा तो उनमें जो एरिया जो टाइम स्कैन है ना, जिस जस्ट टाइम आग लगी है, दैट हैज़ बीन रेज्ड। तो हमें चाहिए हो गया कि ये कोई गड़बड़ है। उसके बाद फिर हमने उन्हें कहा कंप्यूटर लाओ। कंप्यूटर जब लेके आए हैं तो हमने उस कंप्यूटर में से, यह खुला हुआ है ना कंप्यूटर, अब ये जो है ना LP1, ये अंदर की साइड पे है। क्या होता है, CPU जो है ना, उसके अंदर की साइड पे देयर वाज अ थंब प्रिंट एंड वी आस्क देम। इसी तरह इसका डेटाबेस हमारे पास नहीं है फिंगरप्रिंट का, जो कि होना चाहिए। फिर हमें 280 के करीब उन्होंने कहा कि सस्पेक्ट लेके है, 280 अकेली फिंगर उनकी चेक करनी है। तो वी फाउंड दैट वन मैन। इन्होंने हायर किया है, इंजीनियर है, कंप्यूटर इंजीनियर है, वो BSc इंजीनियरिंग है, हाफिज़ कुरान भी, क्वालिफिकेशन बिल्कुल फिट बह रही है। हाफिज़ कुरान भी है, कंप्यूटर इंजीनियर भी है। तो वो अब उसका फिंगरप्रिंट है, ये उसका थंब प्रिंट है। अब वो अंदर कैसे जा सकता है? अब देखें ना, किसी ने खोला, चूँकि इनकी हार्ड ड्राइव भी निकाली ना इन्होंने। कंप्यूटर डड नॉट हैव एनी हार्ड ड्राइव्स। पहले प्लान किया गया ना कि सारा निकाल लो ताकि कोई डेटा रहे ही ना। तो अब वो पकड़ा हुआ है। तो अब 1-2 बंदे और भागे हुए हैं वो उसमें से, पता नहीं मुझे पकड़े हैं या नहीं। चलो हमने तो अपना काम कर दिया है। After comparing the fingerprints of 287 suspects, one later print marked at LP1 matched with the Hafiz Ali Imran, son of Abdul Hamid. ये उसका नॉन प्रिंट है, ये हमने जो लेटर प्रिंट है। इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिटी, ये Theresa May, Prime Minister of UK, she visited our laboratory. This is her comments. She wrote in the visitor book, a very impressive facility, which I am sure will lead to the resolution of more crimes and prosecution, particularly in terrorism. Sajid Javed, British Home Secretary. He is a born Pakistani British Home Secretary. Before Theresa May, after Theresa May, he became the Home Secretary. A very impressive facility, brings huge benefits to the people of Pakistan. Stephen, Italian ambassador, ये केस हमने किया था, Italian पाकिस्तानी बच्ची जो मर्डर कर दी गई थी, अपने भाई और बाप ने उसे किया। तो ये ambassador आया था, then visited the lab. Thank you for a very, very impressive visit. PFSA is a truly world-class establishment with an outstanding staff, really unique. Congratulations. Garth Glassberg, he is the executive director of Northeastern Illinois Regional Crime Laboratory, Chicago. He visited the lab, and these are few comments. He wrote a big comment. These are some few picked. The tour of the laboratory illustrated the immense capabilities of PFSA. The number of cases exceeding 100,000 per year was impressive. Indeed, the capabilities of staff were nothing short of amazing. I don't know of one laboratory that can do what is done at PFSA outside the FBI lab. This is a world-class operation. It is a player seeing a professionalism of the staff and management. PFS is top notch, and this is due to the people involved in the whole process, from evidence acceptance to the upper management. I talked to several of the section supervisors, all of whom are proud and enthusiastic. Julian Slater, Assistant Commissioner, Australian Federal Police. This laboratory is a remarkable achievement. The benefits to the people of Pakistan will be immense. Congratulations. We look forward working with you. Terry Gilbert, he is one of you guys, Terry Gilbert. He is the defense attorney, very top 10 attorneys in the United States. He is one of them. When people, scientists go in front of him, they shiver. Scientists, जब हम testify करते हैं क्योंकि he visited the lab. The tour of PFSA was highlight of my trip, short trip. I can't tell you how impressed I am with what you have been able to accomplish in building this state-of-the-art facility. I can only hope that the other branches of the system, including the law enforcement community and the courts, appreciate how fortunate Pakistan is to have such a wonderful facility that puts to shame most of the labs around the world, including those in my own country. Tim Shilberg, FBI. I was amazed at the scope of the project. You are a model for the world. I look forward to hearing about all your future successes. Campbell McGee, Interpol, Lyon, France. Fantastic facility, the best I have seen. Roger Baldwin, he is the director of the Scotland Yard Lab. We will give up everything and anything to have this kind of facility for Scotland Yard. Anthony Ferrillo, Interpol. Impressive facility, the best forensic institute I have visited. The rest of the world must know the existence of this institute. Thank you very much.
लाहौर हाई कोर्ट बार की इंटरनेशनल ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम कमेटी की जानिब से आप तमाम दोस्तों को वेलकम, और खुसूसी तौर पर डॉक्टर मोहम्मद अशरफ ताहिर साहब, जो कि माशाल्लाह एक नाम है फोरेंसिक के हवाले से, और उनकी सर्विसेज जैसा कि 40 साल से ज़्यादा है, और उन्होंने जिस तरीके से आज हमें वेलकम किया है, हमें बहुत खुशी है। हम एक छोटा सा रिक्वेस्ट ये करना चाह रहे थे कि 13 तारीख को हम लाहौर हाई कोर्ट बार में, जो आपने ऑफिशियल लेटर भी आपको रिक्वेस्ट दी है, उसमें हम वहाँ, क्योंकि यहाँ हमने एक लिमिटेड हमें इजाज़त थी 100 लोगों की, तो हमने उसको पूरा किया है। वहाँ हम चाह रहे हैं कि जो लॉयर्स रह गए हैं उनको भी ट्रेनिंग के लिए हम आपसे रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं। और साथ साथ ये है कि हमारे ये सिलसिले तकरीबन हर महीने हम 2 वर्कशॉप्स करवा रहे हैं लॉयर्स के लिए, मुख्तलिफ ट्रेनिंग्स के लिए। हम चाहते हैं कि इसको मंथली बेसिस पे अगर हमें मौका मिले, ताकि वो डिफरेंट टीम्स हैं वो हमारी आना चाह रही हैं, उनके लिए हमें मौका दें। उसके साथ साथ हमारा जो मेन हमारा मकसद ये होगा कि हम मिलकर कोई प्रोग्राम जो है, एक जो प्रोफेशनली, क्योंकि लॉयर्स जो हैं इनको बहुत ट्रेनिंग की ज़रूरत है इस मैदान में। दौर जदीद है, हम IT की दे रहे हैं, एजुकेशन दे रहे हैं, फोरेंसिक इनको मिलनी चाहिए, तो उसमें आप हमें सजेस्ट करें कोई कोर्स जिसमें हम इनको प्रॉपर तरीके से गाइड करें। और उसकी वजह से कुछ ट्रेनिंग्स हम लाहौर हाईकोर्ट में रखेंगे, और जो आप समझेंगे कि जहाँ ट्रेनिंग के लिए हमें आना है तो हम इंशाल्लाह उसके लिए आएंगे। और उसमें हम चाहेंगे कि सर्टिफिकेट प्रोग्राम जो है, जैसे आज तो हमने हाईकोर्ट बार की जानिब से इनको सर्टिफिकेट्स दिए, हम चाहेंगे कि फोरेंसिक की जानिब से मुश्तरका सर्टिफिकेट्स जो हैं वो इनको दिए जाएँ, ताकि ट्रेनिंग में इनको काम आए। उसके अलावा मैं शुक्र अदा करता हूँ जनाब मोहम्मद तैमूर चौधरी साहब का, सेक्शन सुपरवाइजर नार्कोटिक्स का, जिन्होंने हमारे पहले बैच को प्रॉपर विजिट करवाया लैब का। उसके साथ हमारे डॉक्टर इरफान आशिक साहब थे, डिप्टी क्वालिटी मैनेजर साहब, उन्होंने दूसरे ग्रुप को लैब का करवाया। उसके अलावा जो अवैस अमीन साहब ने मैनेजर ट्रेनिंग में हमें स्पेशली अलाउ किया जब हमारी तमाम कॉरस्पॉन्डेंस उनसे चल रही थी, और आपकी परमिशन से हमें आज मौका मिला, तो हम थैंक्स ना करें तो मुकम्मल नहीं होती बात। तो हम चाहते हैं कि एक हमारे सीनियर हैं वो आपको पेश करें। डॉक्टर साहब को सबसे पहले रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा, जनाब डॉक्टर मोहम्मद अशरफ जवेद साहब को हाईकोर्ट बार की जानिब से एक छोटा सा सीनियर।
मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा अवैस अमीन साहब से, मैनेजर ट्रेनिंग PFSA, वो आकर अपना सीनियर रिसीव करें। अब मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा चौधरी साहब से सेक्शन सुपरवाइजर नारकोटिक्स के वो आकर अपना स्वीनर जो है वो रिसीव करें। सैयद गुल बुखारी, मिस परजीन फातिमा, मिस्टर नदीम एंटोनी, सलमान उल्लाह खान साहब, साहब
टाइम बेचारे